This is a story about One Direction. And their fans.
40,000 palms raised skywards.
It's like laughing back because it's like, oh, you're like 7.
If I believe they were the kind of people that the media has presented them as, I would not be a fan.
I liked artists before, but I wasn't the crazy fangirl type.
Don't believe everything you're told. Think for yourself. Enjoy what you do.
My name is Tim Driver. Recently, my sister Nat Bauer and I set out across the world to change the conversation that happens about female-dominated fandom culture, in particular, the One Direction fandom. For a lot of fans, their interest started with a song and some YouTube.
So I just went on YouTube and searched what makes you beautiful, One Direction, and it came up, and I'm watching the video with her on the phone. I kept getting Harry and Liam confused, because they both had curly hair, I didn't know who was who, and I went through it and I was like, okay, that's cool.
But it has become about more than the band, and friendships are forged that previously might have been impossible.
I have one friend, she's like 20 something, and then I have another friend who's like a mom, like 30 something.
It means a lot because it means that I'm a part of something. Like, it's amazing how like these 5 boys, they have so many fans, and like I made so many friends. It's awesome just having like someone there for you.
Ultimately though, it seemed to come back to the band themselves, their innate appeal, their humour, their warmth. Something about this band feels different for fans, even compared with other boy bands or cultural phenomena from the past.
I remember them always sort of feeling like the fun stuff was sort of like a put on, like sort of staged. They were like, oh, look at these boys having a good time. And it never felt like that with One Direction. I don't know if it's the element of them being 5 normal boys who came together on a reality show or what it was, but just their genuine like love for each other was the most appealing part.
It's comforting to know that there are people out there who don't let things like fame change them, and that they like to stay true to who they are.
These guys seem like, you know, the kinds of people that I hang out with, and they reminded me of me and my friends.
But not everyone is buying what One Direction are selling. As one of the most media-savvy generations in history, a significant number of fans are noticing things that other boy bands have just been able to get away with previously. What do you think they're holding back?
Just their real personalities.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're real.
Why? Why are they holding it back?
Because they have to be a certain image and they can't be anything outside of whatever they're supposed to be marketed as. Their marketed image is what they're being sold at to a certain group of people or a certain age range, which may or may not actually be their fan base, but they have to fit into that box and they can't expand themselves at all.
If I believed everything that I saw in the media about them, if I believed everything that I heard about them, if I believed they were the kind of people that the media has presented them as, I would not be a fan.
Curiously, in spite of the fact that a significant portion of the fandom identifies as LGBTIQQA, homophobia in particular runs rampant through the fandom, with accusations levelled at the boys of One Direction and to other members of the community.
We're teaching young children that like being gay is wrong and that it's not okay, and using such language like diluted,
Which is not even the right word.
No, and it's kind of terrifying because you're creating like this generation of people who are going to think that, you know, it's not okay. And as a queer fan, like it's so troubling.
Fanfiction too is an area where controversy enters the conversation.
Are you holding fanfiction to a higher standard?
Yes, definitely.
Why?
Because it's ours.
This is the story of the One Direction fandom, but it's not the story you've been told before.